Okay. I have pressed. It's recording, so if you say anything bad, it's now on record, and I can hold it against you.
Great. Well, Leslie just said that she's sorting the girls out, so I think it might be a hit and miss if she gets to join us.
Okay, well,
Yep.
it'll be recorded, and you can share it on your team page. And I think to dial in, it's free.
Yeah.
And to listen to the recording, it's free too. So I'm just going to give it a few more minutes, and then I'm waiting for my cup of tea to be served because I'm actually in a hotel. Our Wi-Fi is down at home. It's snowing here, so I've had to come to a hotel. And
snowing?
Yeah, we got snow on the mountains today. It was a bit of slippery road, so that's why I was a tiny bit late, see. But so I'll wait for my cup of tea to arrive, and then we'll get started. Give chance people to attend the meeting.
Oh, I just got a text message to say Jane's doing the shopping.
Okay.
Okay. She said, "Oh crap, I'm doing the shopping."
Tell her she can dial in and still listen and shop. No excuses.
Sure. It will be recording.
I will.
It is recording. It is recording. And when you share the link in your team page, tell them to just fast forward a few minutes. I'm just waiting for, as soon as my cup of tea arrives, I'll get started. 1 second.
That's all right.
1 second. I made a few notes, but, I kind of just want to go over a few things with you guys and stuff like that, just to help you guys out. Because Zista tells me you guys are keen recruiters, so... Who do we have online? We have Rachel, we have Cee. Is that Chantal I see? Yo.
Sorry, I was just reading messages for people that are running late. Sorry, what were we saying?
We have Cee.
Trying to work out if...
We have Cee, we have Rachel, and is it Chantal? Is the other attendee Chantal?
Chantal's here?
I think so. I think I saw her pop up.
Oh, okay. We also should have Sam and Mel.
Sam and Mel.
Sam and Mel are on the same computer.
Okay.
And Caitlin's trying to pop in.
Okay.
And so is Amanda.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, and so is Amanda.
Well, it's 9:03 here, so I'll give it till 9:05, and then we'll kick off. Boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
Well, you're lucky you got snow. We've got, what was it? 35 here today.
Oh my
Horrible.
God.
40 where I was today.
Oh my God. Well, here's my tea. Thank you very much. Do you want me to pay now? Or?
No, you can pay later.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. There we go. A good cup of green tea to get the morning rocking and rolling. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's give it another minute and then we'll get started. We have 5 attendees. Yeah, well, we've been home a few days and it's absolutely freezing here. So we're currently moving house. Well, we're currently packing up to move house after our Oz trip to sunnier climates. We're moving to Spain, hopefully. So.
Oh, lovely.
Yep. So we are just getting everything sorted because Alexandra has an op in a few weeks, and she can't really move after that. And she's one of these. She won't let Scott pack and sort all her stuff out, so she has to do it herself. So she's doing it now. Is that just a woman thing, or is that a Gemini thing, Cee?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't
totally
care
a woman
if
thing.
I packed my house. No, I wouldn't care. Go for it. Pack the house.
It might be a mum thing.
A mum thing, okay. Well, no, no. Her reason is because I would put glass stuff on the bottom of the box and stuff like that, and I just shove it in a box and get going. Where she likes to pack it all organised, so and likes to move it.
She's not thinking of packing; she's thinking of the process of unpacking it.
Well,
that's what I did when we moved.
Yeah, she's 2 steps ahead of you, Scott.
Yeah, she's 2 steps ahead.
I just got big garbage bags.
Yeah,
didn't wrap anything.
I'm just happy with one suitcase. That's sorted for me. So, okay, so it's 9:05. So, shall we get this rocking and rolling?
Go.
Okay, so hey, for those who don't know me, I'm Scott, and thank you very much for being here today. I was chatting with Cee last week. Was it last week? Yeah, it was. And she told me that you guys were quite interested in recruiting and you were quite low in confidence, and didn't know where to start. So I just put a few notes together because recruiting is something that me and Alexander are really passionate about. We love sharing the opportunity with everybody, and so I just want to put it out there today, and talk to you about a few things. And you can ask me any questions at the end too. Well, can you make me the presenter? Can you make me the? You can be the presenter if you want. So where can I start? Right. Well, I first want to talk about your director, Cee. I remember this time last year, she was a bit of a rock star sales lady. She used to do 2,000, well over 2,000 every single month, even in a December, even in a January, even in a February. And she caught our eye, and she also probably caught Sensei's eye too, and I believe she did because they asked her to speak at the World Tour last year. And I remember saying to Alexandra, right, this lady's a bit of a rock star, but we need to get her recruiting. So I remember first speaking to Cee about recruiting, and it was probably about a year ago. And she was, I don't know the words, probably like you guys are feeling today, a bit insecure about the idea of recruiting. And, stuff. I'm just trying to, just let me see if I can turn the volume off. If I could just, that. Okay, there we go. So anyway, so I'll get back to where I was. So we're talking about Cee, and she was a bit insecure with recruiting. So we got into it. And oh my god, I'm trying to turn off the background speakers, and I don't know how on this thing. 1 second. Make presenter. Okay, I think I might have done it now. Can everybody hear me still?
Sure can.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, Cee was still a bit insecure about recruiting. She just enjoyed selling. I remember her saying that she enjoyed selling, but with sales, she would bring in 2,000 recruits a month, 2,000 PRV a month, 2,000 recruits. That would be really nice. 2,000 PRV a month, and that would pay her. Say she did that in February, that would pay her in March, and she wasn't guaranteed that income in April, so she would have to do 2,000 again in March to get that sort of continuous pay in April. So we had a chat, and I said, selling is the income for today, parties is the income for tomorrow, and recruiting is the income for a lifetime. Okay, and Cee, in a matter of 6 to 7 months, changed her business. Not in 7 months, sorry, in a matter of 3 months, changed her business. And she is a director, okay, who is earning good good wages. She has been on an all expenses paid cruise. She is off to Singapore, and she has gone from 2 to 25 in a matter of 9 months, and she has achieved all those things because she recruited and shared the opportunity, and it really is that simple. And people say they can sell forever. They love selling. And this is what I said to Cee and would have said to Cee a year ago. Well, building a team and recruiting team members is selling, but you're selling the business. So you need a different sales pitch. But that's all it is. It is selling an opportunity, selling the business. And like I said, recruiting will give you an income forever. So you guys in Australia, you guys in Port Pirie, you guys in Australia, I don't care if there's 6,000 consultants there. Probably, 1,000 of them are actually, 500 to 1,000 of them are actually consistent and working. It's still a massive ground floor opportunity in Australia. Imagine being one of the first Avon or Tupperware consultants, and look how far they've come now. You guys have that opportunity. But to really take that opportunity, you guys have to stop building teams. And, look at Rachel. Rachel has earned a trip to Singapore. She almost earned 2 tickets. And she has been in the business, I think, was it June? I think it might have been June. Quote me if I'm wrong.
May.
That's only a month off. And,
Yeah.
she has built a team like Cee. She has also sold well. I think she got Sensational Start Level 3. She has sold well. Actually, I know she got Sensational Start Level 3. She has sold well, and she has started to build a team, star consultant, and is progressing to become a superstar consultant, all because she decided she wanted to build a team. So you guys have exactly the same opportunity, and you might have been in 6, 7, 8 months, okay, and you might have not built a team. That doesn't mean anything. Forget about that. Start again today and look at really building a business, okay? And our sponsor and mentor, Jennifer, okay, when she first started, now Jennifer, if you won't mind me saying this, her lowest paycheck of the year is probably around 30,000 US dollars. Jennifer, when she first started, she was scared to recruit, especially in a local area, because we wanted to be the go-to girl in Auburn in Maine. And then she spoke to her sponsor, who is Becca Levi, and Becca told her that that recruiting people is good locally. You need to build a big team locally. They are the best teams because you get to have face-to-face interaction. Your neighbors, your neighbors will know different people to you, and so like for where we live in a village of 200 people. Our next door neighbor is a consultant. She is a bit of a rock star when it comes to parties, so she takes all the parties locally. But there's still plenty of room for sales for us. And she's recruited 2 more people in our 200 village, and there's still plenty more room for everybody else. Because we all know different people. I have links all over the world. Our next door neighbor has links all over England. Our next door neighbor has links all over Ireland. We have links all over Ireland. We have different links and different social circles. So don't worry about all being in the same area. It's great that you're all in the same area because you can all network better. So it's a great opportunity for you guys, okay? And when it comes to recruiting, you need to speak to as many people as you can. You need to be getting at least one strong lead a day. The key to recruiting is to be consistently speaking to people about the business opportunity. And the way I see it is, like 3 or 4 years ago, we would have had a bit of a recruiting glitch. Okay, we were in a bit of a slump. And it was probably because we were coming across desperate, because my business was failing and we needed to make this business work. And we knew the only way to make this business really work to feed our family was to recruit. So we would probably point out desperation there. So we decided to look at this because it wasn't working. And we come to the conclusion that we're sharing an opportunity which is paying our bills. And why wouldn't anybody else want that same opportunity? So the way we see it now is we speak to people all the time. We see ourselves as financial doctors, and we try and cure people in their financial state. And if they don't want to take that opportunity, that's their problem. At least we offered the opportunity. We speak to people every single day, and we never judge a book by its cover. Okay? So I want just get a bit of confidence, get a bit of recruitment, make lots of mistakes. When you speak to people, make your mistakes. It's absolutely fine to make your mistakes because that's how we learn. Okay? So just get out there and put it out there and make mistakes. But this business has done so much for me and my family. Okay? It has taken us from basically borderline bankruptcy to earning an income where we're able to travel the world. We can move where we want when we want. We have, I don't have to worry about school fees for baby Thea. I don't have to worry about, we have no debt. But it's took hard work to get there. But it's took hard work recruiting to get there. We also make sales. We also always aim for 2,000 PRV a month. But our goal is to help people change their lives by recruiting, by offering them the opportunity, and by helping them get to where they want to go and helping them achieve their goals. So that is what I wanted to talk to you about today. I didn't want to go too in depth. I could go on for like 3 hours. I want to pass you over to Cee too, who's going to add her bit to it. But if you guys have any questions, I want you to ask me at the end. Or if you're listening on the recording, send me a PM. I know Cee has no problem you guys coming to me and chatting to me. So send me a PM. If you guys want to ask any question, I can give you 20 minutes of my time and help you get on the ball rolling with some recruiting. So I hope that was okay, Cee.
That was fabulous. Thank you.
I
Okay, so thank you all for spending your evening on the call. I just wanted to say thank you for that, and also Scott, your morning. So what I wanted to touch on with you guys is that when I first started, like Scott said, I wasn't actually okay with just selling. I was adamant that I was just going to sell and that I didn't need to recruit people. So I used to work really, really hard at 2,000 PRV a month, and I used to get really stressed if I wasn't going to make it. Oh my gosh, because I'd come pretty accustomed to earning a pretty nice paycheck from my 2,000 PRV. So I wanted to keep that paycheck consistent each month, which, you know, can be a struggle coming into quite a month. So now having a team, I only have to, and I'm not advocating doing half the work, but I work smarter, not harder. So by having a team, I do earn a little bit off you guys, but, you know, I still have to put in the effort to earn that off of you. I still have to do my 500 PRV a month, you know, and I'm still helping you guys out. So that's what I wanted to say. You guys can earn a decent paycheck from Cee by recruiting, and, you know, it is a better way, I think, of running a business now that I've seen the opportunity. So possibility packs, who has one? Can you just all tell me?
I just looked at mine today.
All right, that's good. So what, as many of you would have seen, I actually very much looked at Scott and Alexandra's, and I looked at a few other people that were willing to send me theirs, and I took the best bits from them that I thought applied to what I was doing and where I was going with my business. So it's not fancy, it's just a Word document with my picture of me looking a bit professional. You know, it tells them a bit about my story. So another thing is really work on your story. What is the reason why you joined? And, you know, it might be a silly reason that you joined. Mine was purely to make money, and that's not a bad reason, but some people have amazing reasons why they joined. But now I can actually change my story to tell people that, you know, it's not just to make money. I'm actually helping people. I'm becoming a better person. So you can really do that. You can go on Vistaprint and get a nice brochure made up if you have the money to do so. They look nice. I haven't even had time to do that yet. So you can have it as a Word document, email it to people. Again, follow up. So you can give these out at parties or your buy, swap and sells. I have recruited a lot of people through buy, swap and sells, and I'm more than okay if you need help with an ad or wording or pictures, come to me and I'll help you, because we all share ads. It's pretty common practice. Another thing I want to touch on as well is what really helped me was reading books about direct sales and stuff like that. So Eric Worre does a great book, Network Marketing GoPro, and any of his YouTube stuff. So if you really want to take that next level, I really recommend reading books. Sarah Robbins also does a podcast. I don't know how many of you get time to sit in the car or quietly without your children, but that is another one to really, she's really good. But again, some of it is American, so take out of it what's applicable to our market in Australia. It's a little bit different. But yeah, in just saying that, I mean, you guys can earn overseas trips from this and, you know, work a little bit less on partying and more so on recruiting, and you'll see really good results in a really short time. And I think that wraps it up for me. Does anyone have any questions?
Not a question. I think I need to add my perspective of recruiting too. Like you
Please
see,
do.
I had no intention of doing parties. I was just going to sell enough to a few people that were already buying, who knew me better than they knew their other consultant. And they said, yeah, we'll chuck you an order here, there and everywhere. And I thought, right, I'll put in just my basic order, get some free stuff, get some cheap stuff. That'll keep me happy. And that's when somebody else who was going to soon to join my team thought, well, that would suit me too. And then somebody else thought that it would be exactly what would suit them too. So it may not be with the intention of building a big team. But I think
yeah, definitely.
The conversation that I've had with a couple of the ladies, hello ladies, that have joined through me is, oh no, they won't recruit. They'll pass them on to me. And it's like, well, no, think about why you would do that. You're welcome to, But if you're worried, if you have that apprehension because you then have to juggle other people or you have to maintain or be there for other people, it's not necessarily that's the case either, because we're all on a learning curve, and that's why we network, because I obviously don't know everything. Cee's a bit further along on the journey than I am, and Scott's a heck of a lot further. And that's why we connect with each other. So if you want to, you might want to recruit. You might want the benefits of having a recruit, but you may not necessarily have that time to manage the interactions of a team all the time. But that's what we're all connected for.
We've all got that network.
Yep, to share and be that support structure for everybody. So don't let the fear of, oh my God, I need to know everything to get it right to share that with someone else, be what's holding you back from giving, most of the ladies that have joined under me didn't have this idea in their head that they were going to sell and sell big. To start with, everybody's, I think, started that little bit, I'll see how it goes. All in the same boat.
Yep.
Scott and Alexandra started in exactly the same spot. It was out of necessity that drove them to change their strategy. And you can flip that switch at any given time. So don't hold back. If there's somebody you know that could be benefiting from just selling a little bit to get their own stuff that little bit better, well then that's no different to exactly where we all of us started. But you see, you jumped in for a different reason.
It's about changing your perspective. Don't ever see it as, oh my gosh, I'm bothering someone. You don't know that they might secretly, be 30, 40,000 in debt. That might be someone's motivation, and you just don't know that because they've never told you. So never assume that you know what's good for someone else. Never do that, because I was under the assumption of, I'm not going to ask that person. Oh, surely they're not going to want. Like Tamara. I didn't think Tamara would ever be interested. She came to me because I didn't offer. I could have lost her as a recruit. Another, and that's all part of the learning curve.
It is a giant learning curve. And, as Rachel just said, when we first started, like I've shared our story with loads of people, but you guys probably don't really know it. But when she first started, it was really, her business she had like a hobby business. My main business was like the family income. And Alexandra's not one of these people who can just, sit down there and let me be the, the breadwinner and, let me, she has to do something because she has a head which needs occupying. So basically, and she was panking my head too. So basically she needed something to just keep her quiet, keep her out of mischief, keep her out of my business and, just for her. So she started this business with just the intentions of earning a few £100 to, pay for the hairdressers, pay to get her face done, and, her gym membership at the time. And that was it, The only reason she recruited is so we could get a free holiday to Las Vegas. But when things got tough, it was kind of like Sensi is what we turned to, and we both had to put all our energy into it and, make it our own business. And so just because you've joined and, you're like, well, I'm only in it to sell, or it doesn't mean things ain't going to change, and this can be the vehicle to really help you. And I'll be absolutely honest with you, because I'm always honest with people. I'm not into get-rich-quick schemes, okay? If you do want to build a business out of Sensi, you can genuinely build a business out of Sensi. But it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. And I can honestly say, I can put the hand on my heart, we've been in 5 years in April. And 3.5 years of those 5 years were an absolute uphill struggle, okay? And there's going to be many more for us, We've not made it, but we are now in a position now where, I'm 31 years of age and I don't have to go to work. We're earning enough of income for both of us to be full-time stay-at-home parents, do what we want when we like. But we've grinded to get to that stage. But when you meet us, I can see, hopefully, we're just normal human beings. Like same as Cee, same as Rachel. These guys.
I was a bit starstruck at first. Let's be honest.
And then you realise when I opened my mouth that I was a normal human being, probably.
Yes.
But Yeah, so when we're just normal human, I have no, I left school, I went to play rugby, and that's really my background. I have no further education. Alexandra does have a further education, but that's kind of held her back. But and she would admit to you that. But we're just normal, average, middle, not like just working class. We come from a working class background. We're not been to private school. We're just normal human beings. We're just Mr. and Mrs. Average. Well, okay, I'm very tall and Alexandra's very ginger, but we like to be considered Mr. and Mrs. Average. So and the only thing we had was a clear goal, was clear passion. I have a passion to help other people. Alexandra has a passion to help other people, but in a different way to me. And we just had a clear goal, clear passion, and we just committed. That's the word. We just committed. And when things got tough, we always looked at each other and said, "We can do this. It might not look like we're going to do it now, but we can do this, and it will change, and it will help us out." And that belief has brought us to where we are today, and I am very grateful for our business and I'm very proud of it because we worked very hard for it, but you guys can achieve exactly the same things and better things than us because we've only really had a relationship with Jennifer for the last coming up to 2 years now. Before that, we were pretty much on our own. So we can help you. You can get there a lot quicker than we can because we can keep you away from the mistakes that we encountered. So that's what
Do
I.
you think that relationship, Scott, developed at that point because of your confidence? Like you started to really push to make those stronger connections, or was that just the natural flow of having that distance?
We had a trip. Well, basically, we had another superstar director, and they weren't. I'm not into like. They were not the. They were not like They were basically we got paid more than them, and we were directors, so they were not like rock stars. They didn't lead by example. I mean, Alexandra needed that leading by example, and they were cross.
Mm-hmm.
They were cross promoting too, but so we accidentally bumped into Jen. Not accidentally. She earned a trip to Greece, and our trip was to Greece. That's the first time we met. And she gave us some great advice on that trip, and she has been a real good support to us. But I would say probably the main drive for me was probably the birth of my daughter. That was probably the main real drive for me. But Jennifer, I can give lots of credit to. She's helped us out a lot, and that relationship with her has really helped. She has given us a few tips and a few bits of advice. Don't get me wrong, but what me and Alexandra needed was someone who could say, "Hey, this is what I get paid." Someone who leads by example, somebody who wants the business to work, and that me and Alexandra needed that. That's all we need, and she has been great for that. We only need someone to say, "Hey, Scott, this is what I got paid this month. You guys can do this in a few years' time." That's what we needed. So that help has been that leading by example help is what has kind of got us over the line, I would say. And the birth of my daughter. That really pushed me. Oh my God. the caveman provider came out of me in me then, that's for sure. Do you guys have any questions for Rachel, me, or C? Anybody? No.
No?
Hello?
Nope. Crickets and tumbleweeds.
That's okay.
I think the other point that I really want to share with everybody that's kind of hesitating, is it a good move? Because it's like, I think that biggest thing that's recognised is everybody has an apprehension to recruit, like you said, because then where are my customers going to go? They're going to go with my new recruit. But like you said, I sat down and I opened Facebook, and Cee had made the connection to be a friend on Facebook. So I opened up her friends list and I looked at how many mutual friends out of how many people between us, and I went, okay, realistically, how many more people do I have in my life, and how many different ways do those people branch out? And so if you think about how it applies to you, you might be your best friend you're recruiting. Hi, Narelle.
Yeah, hi, Carly.
How many other different people do they touch on that have nothing to do with you.
Yep,
And
exactly.
And as Cee said to me, your mum's throwing you 2 parties in another state, and yet her mum hasn't bought from her. So you don't know somebody else's personal story. You're shooting yourself down before you've given yourself an opportunity to think, how big and how far could this take me? You may not be ready for the big journey, but there's plenty of people out there to go around.
And that I love that point of view about the Facebook friends. That is awesome. And like me and Alexandra look at it. We did this a few months ago. If she looked at me and we looked at her, and we live in the same house, we are partners. We've been together over 10 years, and we have the business together, but I have my own set of customers, and she has her own set of customers. We both have our own sets of recruits who she wouldn't know, and I wouldn't know hers. It's just, and I like your theory on the Facebook friends. I like that one.
Yep. It's true, because Port Pirie is 15,000 people. So if you only know 1,000, which you would be very hard stretched to know 1,000, if we, if there's 15 consultants here, that's 1,000 each. We still have room for at least another 15 consultants, if not more.
Yeah. Well, just FYI, there was 8 between. Yep. I think it was 800 and something people. There was 8 people that crossed over between the 2 of us.
Yeah, exactly right. And I'm not from here, so that's another thing. I'm not local, nor are you, Rachel, but, those locals really have that advantage of knowing near on everyone. So, but yeah.
And my friend in Belfast, Angela, Cee's met Angela, she has, on an estate of over 400 people, she has 400 houses, she has 63 consultants on that estate. And, okay, there's a bit of rivalry here and there, but, it's pretty much, her sales are incredible. From her team sales group are incredible. So, because they live on the same estate, if, just say Sensi went bust today, which is not, but just say went bust today, I started a new company, and, I know Cee, I know Rachel, I know, I got friends all over the world, and you don't know what other people have friends all over the world now. You do not know.
Yep.
So never judge a book by its cover just because it lives next door to you.
I think also putting it into real life perspective of other things that people buy. There's Woolworths, there's Coles, there's Target, there's Kmart, there's Big W the next town over, and then there's the odd shops around,
RGA.
All those sort of things. So if you're looking for a toy, or say you're going to buy Panadol, how many different places can you buy Panadol? There is enough people to buy a product that will support multiple shops. So it's not like, you only have one person to go to, because that's all that the local populace can sustain in sales. It doesn't work that way.
And that's absolutely true. Yep. You guys have some really good points. But you guys, it is a fantastic opportunity. When you're recruiting now, always lead by example with your sales and your parties, but recruiting is, our priority goes, when we see somebody, it's, okay, we'll talk about the business opportunity, and then we'll move on to parties, and then we'll move on to selling the product. That's our total mindset, and that has built as a business, which will hopefully keep us going for life. We've still got to work. We will always work, but it's got us to a point now where we can start to be flexible with what we do and not really worry financially. So you guys can do it. It took us, we've been in 4.5 years, but realistically, it probably took us of real hard work, probably a good 2.5 years to 3 years to get to right now. So you guys can do the same, okay? So, does anybody else have any points?
I think it's just everyone must be on the computer without microphones. So if there's any more questions, like Scott said, that you can always inbox him or me.
Yep.
And we can pass them on.
Yeah, and we can help you out. And there is a few videos I can show. And if you want to talk about recruiting and you're genuinely interested, I don't mind giving you my time anytime. Just put what I, like seeing Rachel do, just put it into action. what we teach you because we're only trying to help you. So that's cool. So thank you very much for your time this morning. You guys are awesome, and see, you're doing an awesome job of leading this awesome team, and I love your little team. Cool. So congrats.
Oh, they're good.
And I hope to see a few of them. Well, maybe, we'll see how it goes in Singapore if I can get my space. If I can't, unfortunately,
Yep.
I won't. But hopefully we'll do this again sometime too. So thank you very much for
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate
Thanks for joining us and giving us some time,
Yeah.
Scott.
Thanks for having us.
See you soon.
Thank you. All right, take care, guys. Thank you for all coming.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Night, Cee.
Bye.